And good afternoon over in New York City, all you East Coast people, and good evening if you are in Europe here and in Portugal or anywhere in this time zone. And good morning if you are on the west coast of the United States. I think it's still morning. I still think you got a little bit of morning left. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. For those that are popping in and popping on, today I am and continue my assignment, continue my mission, and that is I am in the wonderful country of Portugal, and I am back in Lisbon. It says, let me just change that out now, and put that edit there. And now I am back in Lisbon, live from Lisbon. And last night we were able to give you guys a little bit of a good show of the doing photography in from the bridge in Porto, which is like a ritual. I did not know how much of a ritual it was until I got there, and it was so funny is because everyone around about I say 5:30, there were mobs of people heading towards the bridge, like something like a rock concert, and it was all to catch the sunset. And I was able to take a beautiful photo that I posted, catching the sunset. I should say, photographing the sunset, and that was beautiful. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you are doing your best and living your best. But I got some good news. The Supreme Court finally took a stand. Of course, the ones that Clarence Thomas will never ever vote for the people. He will always vote on the side of the Republican president. I am now convinced that this man has something. They have something on him, and they place him in that office with conditions. Never vote against the Republican, and that's what he does. He never votes against the Republicans. However, the Supreme Court said that the tariffs are not good. Are not good. They are not good, and they are unconstitutional. Now, not all of the tariffs, but most of the tariffs. You cannot, first of all, tariffs belongs to the Congress. Creating tariffs belongs to the Congress, not, I repeat, not the let me get that right here, not the president. You cannot do what he tried to do. And now all that money needs to go back to the people. And now the difficult part is how do they figure out how to do it? And on top of that is that it's going to cost, so I've heard it's going to cost the taxpayers money. So they took the money from us by creating tariffs. Now they're going to take more money from us as taxpayers to pay it back. Just another day in America. Just another day in America. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about politics a lot today. I just wanted to throw that out there. That is the news, and I do believe also in the headlines is Prince Andrew is out, and so he has been arrested. He was arrested. Now he's out, I guess, until they resolve this matter. So anyway, all you guys out there, if you want to do politics, we can go down the political road. And I hear winter storm watch issued for New York City. I just saw it go across my screen. Snow is on the way, and my dearest said to me that it is going to be around 10 inches of snow. So yes, I do have a dearest. And so I was like, really? Snow? I love snow. I'm missing the snow in New York. I'm missing the snow. Chris says, Chris R is in the building. She gets the gold today. She gets the gold. She says, hi, Ron. And Kelly A says, good evening, Ron. Kelly, yes, she gets the silver. And it says loved by above. Let's see why evening playing field against countries overcharging, taking overcharging. Well, first of all, loved by, I got your statement. However, loved by above, you need to first come in here with a hello. You can't just pop into conversation in this community. You got to say hello. Okay, so you're forgiven, but you didn't say hello. So the bronze goes to Josh, wait, hold on. Josu Torres. Hello, Josu. How you doing? You get the bronze. Unfortunately, loved by above did not say good morning or good afternoon or hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot my tea. My tea is over there. And see, there it is. There's the hello. Okay, let's put it on the screen. Let's put the hello on the screen by Loved by Above. I like that. I like that name. Loved by Above. I get it. We get that. We don't. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know what that name comes from. And because we are definitely loved by above. Love that name. Love that man. She said, Amen. So, guys, I can tell you, I have so many photos to share with you. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I think I will have a lull coming in soon. First of all, today we took the train, 3.5 hour train ride back from Porto to here in Lisbon. And so I'm back in Lisbon. My cousin, his birthday is today. So we celebrated his birthday, had breakfast this morning. Then we went out into the streets and walked around and roamed around. And then finally got on the train and came back home. And so he and his girlfriend are going to be out tonight for dinner. And hey, Josu, I love you. Thank you for subscribing. You subscribed. Yeah, thank you. If you're in the building for the first time, make sure you subscribe. Also, if you're here, make sure you hit the likes. The likes are so important. So, anyway, last night I went live. Wait, let me just go back to my statement. So, this week really test my abilities. Now, before I went, my life went into crisis, and with cancer diagnosis, having cancer removed, now being cancer free, working with my mom having dementia, moving her out of her apartment, then moving her into a nursing home or rehabilitation and senior rehabilitation. They don't call it nursing homes any longer. And then also I sold my home, and then I had to move. Then I moved over to my son's house and hung out with him. Now I'm staying with him. I was staying with him, and then I had to prepare for my long journey on the road and being in travel mode and being on assignment in different countries. Like I'm here in Portugal right now. I'll be in Paris next week. I'll be in south of France the week after that, or the end of that week, and then I'll be in Germany, and then I'll be taking you everywhere, and I'm going to be sharing stuff that I'm learning in these travels. So like today. Now, I did take a video of it, and I will post it. So I went when we went to Porto, we took the bullet train. Like you see in movies, the bullet train, and the bullet train is no joke. It it flies on those tracks. And I mentioned yesterday that when the train is moving into the corner, like it's making a turn, it moves into the turn. Like you can feel the car leaning into it. Like think of it like a top wheel leaning into the track, and they're just not shy enough so that your coffee doesn't slide off the table. So it's amazing how they consider probably all of that. And so we we ended up, that was a great ride there. It was beautiful. We had the table. We got like a four-seater area where we can listen to music, talk, hang out. We had, it's three of us and four at the table, and it was a beautiful ride up. However, coming back home was to let us know that where there's a yin, there is a yang. So when we got on the train, it was all smooth sailing. And then we had a gentleman, I don't want to say gentleman, we had a person that was like drunk, had to be homeless, had to be on drugs. I mean, he was on a nut. He was spinning out of control. And he was playing his music loud. He, and so was in on the the train that takes you from city to city. I guess it's called commuter trains, like here in America. And you have assigned seating. It's not like Amtrak where you just get on the train and just sit unless you're in first class. But it's definitely like you get on, you have to go straight to your seat and sit, which causes less conflict. So the train ride. Oh, I see a question here. Love says, curious cost of the ride. The bullet train was only $35. 35 euros. I was so impressed. And then coming home, it was 28 euros because that we stopped one stop early because we wanted to see the new modern station. So we left out of the old station, and then we came back home today in the new, modern, high tech, beautiful architecture station. And it's part of Lisbon. And so we were in a section of Lisbon that we had not discovered yet. And it is modern, office buildings, beautiful apartments, condos, nice straight lines, clean, beautiful, modern, high modern. Wow. Here where I'm staying, well, it's modern here. But if you go further in where my cousin's staying, it's very old, very elite, very like from the historical world of 300 years or 400 years of homes. And but yeah, the cost was $28 coming home, and 30, I want to say it was 35, I think it was 35 or $32, something, one of those, going to Porto. There's your question on that one. I see Josu says, I like the video. Thank you. I'm so glad you like the video. I like to read yours. And so I like sharing and I like giving you information. So today, like I said, we were on the train coming back, and it was a challenge. First of all, the dude smelled like he had not taken a bath in probably a week. I'm not going to say beyond a week. He probably would have smelled worse. The car was full of the funk, and we had to ride for 3 hours in it. And I was like, I cannot believe this is happening. I was like, God, why hast thou forsaken me? Where are you, God? Where are you? And then I kept praying, God, let him get off at the next stop. Let him get off at the next stop. But guess what? He rode the train for the whole 3.5 hours. And he got off when we got off. And then we still couldn't get away from him because he then ran into my cousin and on the platform. And then after that, we go to the street level, and then he runs up to me and says, how do you get to such a? I was like, I do not speak Portuguese. and my cousin's my cousin's girlfriend kept saying, oh, yo, we can't get rid of him. I was like, no, we can't. We just can't get rid of him. I felt you ever seen I Love Lucy? You ever seen I Love Lucy when I Love Lucy goes, oh, Ricky? I was devastated that this dude was on our train, and I was like, I was trying to pray. I was trying to seek God in a more deeper way. I was like, even like, maybe I could just do like a hmm. He was not leaving. He did not leave until we got off the train at the station before the last station, like us. I said, was he following us? Was he there to ruin our day? Was he a temptation? Was he sent from the pit of hell to antagonize me? I was like, this is not happening. Mimi's in the building. Hey, Mimi. I see you laughing. Mimi is in the building. She says, hi, Ron and fam. And yes, loved. Loved by, at that moment, I was beginning to feel like I was not loved by the one above. There was no escape. There was no escape. So anyway, yesterday, we had our regular, touch base daily. We did it really on almost like regular to our 11 o'clock time, which was really good. And tomorrow we'll do the same thing. We'll probably tomorrow's Saturday. Oh my gosh, today's Friday already. Yeah, so there'll be no touch base daily. Well, you know what? I'm on vacation. Well, I'm on vacation. I'm on work, so I may be on. I just pop on any day just to be sharing with you guys. So on the train, I learned something today. I learn something every day in this new journey that I'm on. So we're on the train. I go to the bathroom. I say, "Oh my gosh!" And the bathrooms are almost like in the end of every car. Ooh, wish I had that. I wish we had that in America. But I go into the bathroom, and then I go. You go to the bathroom, and then now you want to wash your hands, and I'm like, there's no faucet. Or there is a faucet, but how do I get the faucet to work? And then my common sense kicked in. There was like this little pump thing at the base of the sink. And as soon as I started to pump it, bump, 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 the water came out the nozzle of the spigot of the faucet. And I was like, holy moly. So, I had to videotape it so that way I can share it with you guys. So it'll always be that you know now what to look for. So I did share it. It's in my video. And I can't connect it to my to the computer here because I haven't worked on my magic out yet with that. But I will tell you, I was like, oh my gosh, the bathroom has a pump. A pump. And literally you pump, 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 pump. And then, that was one bathroom. So the other bathroom I went to did have a sink and did have a little pump on the top. But then for the stool, it had a pump also. And then, Ron is curious. So I'm that guy. And so I was like, could it be that the waste is going onto the tracks? Is it possible? I was like, where is this waste going? And guess what, y'all? Guess what? So I pumped the toilet seat, right? And a little door opens up, right? The little door, when you pump it, the door opens. And I could see the light from the tracks. And I was like, is that sanitary that the poop and the urine is hitting the tracks when they're traveling? The train's moving so fast that I guess it vaporizes it. I don't know what I don't know what happens. But literally when I I pumped that little thing and the door opened and I saw the light. I literally saw the light. I saw the light. And I was like, what is going on? So anyway, so you ever travel on the trains in your, well, at least I know from the train between Lisbon and Porto, you definitely will now note that if you need to wash your hands, just look for that little pump, the silver pump on the floor. Pump that baby, and you will get fresh running water in the sink to wash your hands, and you will feel very clean when you walk out the bathroom. So that's what I learned also. But last night was really interesting. So last night I went live and shared with you guys. She says, forcing mouth drop to close. Oh God, this is forcing mouth drop to close. Okay, now see that was an aha, right? Aha moment on traveling. So also today I was with. Let me go back to yesterday. So yesterday I did not know how important the sunset was in Porto. That people, when they're in Porto, which is a very so if you come to Lisbon, or if you say it in Portuguese, is Lisboa. So the Portuguese called this place Lisboa. Americans call in English, they call it Lisbon. So there is a difference. So Lisbon, David Badilio says, Black Santa Claus. You can call me Black Santa Claus. I get that a lot. So and so let me go back. So when we were the sons people traveled to Porto to take in all of the amazing architecture. Now, one of the things about the people that live in Porto, in Lisbon, in this whole I don't say godforsaken, but in this place called Portugal, Lisbon. Lisbon here is beautiful. I love Lisbon. But I will tell you, Porto is beautiful. Now, these two cities here in Portugal, great for photography. So all you photographers out there, I mean, if you see how many, this is my phone, right? And my camera is attached to my phone. And so you can see all this. Like I took thousands of photos. It's literally thousands of photos on here, right? And this country, at least where I've been so far with Lisbon and Porto, and then also watching the countryside by going through on the train, is quite fascinating. Lots of history. Lots of history. And I will say, if you want to take a trip to Europe, like Paris is my number one go-to, which I'll be in Paris next week. And but here, can I tell you that Porto, the food. We went to this restaurant called yesterday. I'll put it in the chat. In the description. But I'll put it on the chat as well. Let me just get that on the screen. We went out last night to dinner after our wonderful day out. And let me see if I can get this on the screen. I don't know why Apple phones put photos all over the place. And it's not in the order. Like, your Samsung is just like you just laid out. Mimi says Lisbon is on the list for sure. Mimi, now before you put Lisbon or Porto on your list, be prepared for some of the most strenuous walking in a city ever. Now, at least for me, I have never walked with such intensity. Every block is a hill. Every turn is at least 20 steps to climb. Now, sometimes you'll run into a rare case of 10 steps to climb, but most of the time, Wherever direction you go, there is steps going up 20 steps or going down 20 steps. And guess what? If you're going down those steps, you got to come back up. I have never walked so many steps I think in all my life. And it is, wait till you see some of the photos. I'm gonna have just photos just coming out and just sharing. But it was absolutely strenuous. As a matter of fact, my cousins were like, let's go such and such. And I was like, do we have to go? Do we have to climb another hill? If we do, I'm taking Uber. Is no way I'm walking anything out. Because first of all, I'm a photographer. So not like them, I have my camera gear on my back. My laptop is on my back because I had to take my laptop in case I need to do work. So all this gear is on my back. And I'm not no spring chicken. But man, every step you take is worth the step. The murals, the tiles from the ages of the Moors. It is breathtaking. I have not seen anything so old. And one of the things that I experienced in all of this, because I do remember that the Moors ruled Portugal and Spain for almost 900, almost 1,000 years. Like 900, I think it's 968 hundred years. The Moors ruled Portugal and Spain, and I do believe the south of France. But what was really beautiful about being in Portugal is that they did not shy from their history. As a matter of fact, they celebrated. They celebrated the Moors, which I had to pause and think and say, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting that. In the history walks, in the historical walks and talk, they celebrated the Moors. And the architecture, the Moors taught Europeans how to bathe, taught them how to build aqueducts and arches and architectural principles, but they celebrated the Moors. So much that a lot, mostly Portugal is a Catholic, for those that practice religion, Catholic religion state, right? Mostly Catholics. But a lot of the cathedrals were once mosque. Many, when you walk into the oldest of the oldest cathedrals, they look like mosque. And what they've done is add a cross to it, or they changed a couple, maybe little tweaks here and there. In one city, they actually tore it down. They tore down the mosque and then built a church. But they're not afraid to celebrate their history with the Moors. Now, I have my own, I don't have no historical proof yet. I mean, I've heard some historians say it, but I don't know. Don't know if it's fable, but it's kind of like common sense. I mean, there are many battles as the Moors were taking over Portugal and Spain. And there's also the use of the church to go into Africa to take and pillage and plunder the gold, the diamonds, silvers, all that stuff. And I can't help but think also that there is some of it, not everyone, but in some of those leaders had to be some kind of revenge. Those Africans ruled us. We're going back to take them. We are going back. They fought them back to Africa. And it's quite fascinating, the history. worth looking into and researching because, like I said, they celebrated the Moors in a way that I did not expect. So it, you know, uh, sometimes as Black Americans, we're so used to being treated a certain way by the white population here in America that we think the white population is like that overseas. And a lot of the white population was okay, like celebrating what the Moors brought to them, celebrating African history, celebrating what Africa brought to their world. Now, in America, they want to erase everything. That's another story for another day. But the Europeans was celebrating the Moors, and I was very impressed with that. The other thing I was impressed by, and when you get here, is the pricing. Okay, you will pay money for your hotel, and not a lot of money, not a lot compared. Once you're here, like for instance, once you are here, and then you say, you know what, I'm going out to Porto, right? Like we did yesterday. We didn't have any reservations until we got there. We got there that morning, then we got off the train, and then we booked a hotel. And it was cheap, and it was one of the best hotels in Porto. Got at 9.6 stars. And it was like 100 and I think for both rooms, for both because I booked 2 rooms. It was $286, something like that. For 2 rooms for one night. But what the other thing that blew me away in Porto, there's this restaurant. It's called Obak. Obak, I think it is. Obachi or Obak. I'm trying to find it in my because unfortunately, like I said, the photos are not laid out in chronological order in my library with my with my Samsung. Let's say Samsung, my Apple. I'm all over the place. I can't get it to be right. But we had a full dinners, full dinners, full. I mean, like I had a salmon steak with potatoes and veggies. I'm gonna have a poll. How much do you think? And I'm gonna show you the meal that I can do. I'm going to show you my meal from last night. And I want you to tell me. Okay, I'm going to a conversation that I had because I talked to my daughter. Yeah. Okay, so this is. And did I get it? Did we get it? Did we get it? Oh no. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Let me get this on the screen for you. Okay. Okay, why is it not doing? Okay, here we go. Let's try to get this in here. Okay. We're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm not sure you can see that. Right? You can see that, right? That was my meal last night. Salmon steak, potatoes, lettuce, carrots, lemon there, right? This dish, I want you to guess how much it costs. Taking the numbers. I want to hear the numbers that you think that costs. You can even use American dollars. You don't have to use euros. How much did that plate of food cost? I'm curious. No one, no baiters, no takers. No one can guess how much that costs. Are y'all all driving? Are you driving somewhere? Again, if you're in the building for the first time, make sure you hit the like. And if you're also in the building and you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Okay, Mimi says $20. $20. I see $20 on the screen from the wonderful Mimi. She says $20 for that meal, for that dish. Hmm? Hmm? What do you think? How much do you think that meal costs? That one plate. Okay, Mimi's the only one to answer. Mimi, you're gonna be surprised when I give you. Oh, Kelly A is coming in closer. $15. Okay, $11. $11. Yes, just say 11 euros. 11 euros. If you look at a menu anywhere in the United States and it has salmon on the mirror on the menu, it's easily $27 for the salmon alone. And maybe a couple of little veggies on the side. Usually it's $27 in America, average, because I eat salmon everywhere I go. $11. And literally, this restaurant is known for its quality food and its low prices. I was like, who owns this place? Is it the mafia? I was like, where do they get their money? Where do they get their food from? And obviously, everything in Porto and everything in Lisbon is so fresh. It was $11. Let me show you what else we got. Let me show you my dinner with my cousin last night. Let me go back to this again. Okay. Okay, so here we are, right? So let me see if I can get it from the beginning. Hold on a second. Let me get it from the beginning. Okay, so this, I want to see if we get this right. This right here is my cousin's dish, and it was a codfish. Codfish, large piece of codfish with veggies and potato chips on the side. $11. Look at all of these well, first of all, if you don't know about Portugal life, it is all about the sardines. It is all about the sardines. So my cousin's girlfriend got the sardines. Guess what? It was like $15. It may have been 12, something like that. Look at all of these sardines and olives and greenery and right? Look at that. Let me take this. Let me go. So we went that way. Let's go. Go this way. Let's go. And then you had this very familiar rice and tomatoes with like some kind of I don't know if it was chicken inside of it or was it fish inside of it. This was a very popular bowl that everyone seemed to order it. Right? Right? So that was also on the we got that. Okay, so we got that, we got that. Obviously, we got my meal, right? Right? We got my meal. And then that was it. But then I didn't take pictures of my cousin got 2 beers, his girlfriend had 1 beer, and I had a real bottle of ginger ale soda with no preservatives, no high fructose corn syrup, good old ginger ale. Kind of like your grandma used to have when we were kids. And you know what the bill came up to? The whole bill came up to $63 for 3 people, and we had bread. We also had entrees. We had these like they call them critters, crab critters or cod critters, like batches of them. Came up to $63. So if you happen to come into this side of town, again, I will post these places because these places are top notch. The hotel I stayed in, oh my gosh, the hotel. Oh, should I show you? Should I show you my room? That when we And we just got this on. I just got the hotels for my cousin and I on hotel.com. Just went, and my cousin was here before, so he knew what hotel to look for. And he was like, "This, I'm going to give you. I think this is the best hotel in town for the money." He was not lying. He was not lying. My hotel room was fabulous, and you enter into this building. It was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to these photos. Why does why does Apple do such horrible categorizing of photos? Maybe it's my settings. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But let me see. Where is it? Where could it have gone? They're not in sequence. Lord mercy. Don't understand Google. And that's sorry, Apple. Apple has been it vexes me all the time. And then my cousin has to help me because he works for Apple. And he's like, "Oh, you can do it this way." And I'm like, "Well, they should tell us we could do it this way." Okay, so let me see. I'm looking for it now. And where is, because I took pictures of the room, because I take pictures of everything. And I mean, this is crazy that the photos are not in the right spot. Lord, why can't they just put them in all? Or maybe I need to change the way it's got to be my settings. Maybe it's my settings, because no reason why these are not in line in order. And it's frustrating because you want to share stuff and you can't share it because it puts it out of order by 2 or 3 days. Okay, I guess I'm gonna just post it. It's not coming up anywhere. Like, why wouldn't it be here? Why wouldn't the room be here? Anyway, it's a beautiful hotel. And the hotel is, like I said, it costs very little. And it was 9.6 on the love scale on TripAdvisory, and it was wonderful. I'll put it on the link. So if you want to go to Portugal and you want to go to Porto to stay, because most people, what they do is they come to Lisbon and then they do 3 days here and then they do 3 days in Porto. And then after that, they have, excuse me, they go over, they go to the airport and then they go home. And but it's absolutely wonderful. You learn so much about traveling here. And so I'm not gonna bore you anymore with all my little stories. I saw Photo Ken is in the building. What's up, Kenny Ken? I didn't see when you came into the building. It's so good to see you. And look at everybody in here. Okay, cool. So I will have more photos. Did you guys see the photo that I posted yesterday? I should say this morning. This was the photo I posted from this morning. From last night. Let me see if it's on here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this with you all. This is from last night, and I shared with the community how I was taking the photo. Mimi says, "I love the stories." Now, I love sharing stories about travel. That's why I'm doing this, because I love sharing, and I hope to educate you along the way. And I hope to inspire you. Just because you are 60 and older, or you're 50 and older, and you say, "Oh, my life is over. I can't travel anymore like I used to." Hogwash. You can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, and these old knees and my knees be telling on me, I still keep pressing on. My knees were inflamed after all the stuff. We hiked so many steps this week. But you know what? It was worth every moment of it. What do y'all think of this? What do you think of this? The sunset. This is the photo I took last night when we did a special live last night from the bridge, and And I do believe, let me see, do I have the name of the bridge there? I didn't put it there. But the famous bridge that connects over the river right there in Porto. Look at that. I mean, it was such a beautiful sunset. And it was so beautiful. I enjoy photographing this. And I was, able to share. This is just one of the photos from a batch of photos that I shared last night. And so I hope to get more photos out to you, hopefully by the end of this weekend. Before I leave here on Sunday, and then I'm heading to the wonderful Paris, and then I get to share with you stories from Paris. And Paris, I've been to several times, and I love Paris, but I'm going with fresh eyes and ears because this is the first time I have a YouTube channel, and I get to share it with you. So, and I see here, hey, DS is in the building. My buddy's in the building. He says, "Hello, Ron. DS here. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, buddy." Kelly says, "Love the sunset video. Watch earlier today." Yes, if you have not seen the sunset video, I mean, I had the camera on the sunset for most of the time, and then I had my camera photographing. So I had one camera in my hand, a smartphone, and then I had my camera in the other hand taking pictures. And this is the result of one of the photos that I created. And so there you have it. I see here, DS says, "What's been the highlight of your trip so far in Lisbon?" That Porto is a much better place than Lisbon, but they are both beautiful. Lisbon's a little bit more spread out, if that can be, because everything is so tight here. Like I said, every place you go is 20 steps up or 20 steps down. It doesn't matter where you are in the city. What I've learned the most is that the people are, for the most part, warm. The One of the eye openers that my cousin and I talked about several times is the diversity of the city. There are Black people, there are Asian people, there are white people, there are people from India, there are people from Nepal, there are people from Bangladesh, there are people from all over the world represented here in Portugal. And I mean Lisbon. And the same thing with Porto. I could not believe how many Black people lived here and were living their lives like, I mean, just doing their thing. And they were going to work in the mornings. They were out relaxing in the sun for break. And the life that people live is no different than New York City. As a matter of fact, I almost felt like this is more diverse. There were literally people from all over the world here, especially if the country speaks Portuguese and French, because there are some countries that speak both. And like I met a gentleman yesterday that I photographed. He was from Angola, and he lived in Porto for 27 years. I was like, shoot, you're no longer an African. You're no longer from Angola. I mean, you were born in Angola, but you are truly from Porto. And he gave me the great opportunity to photograph him. So I'm so happy I had that chance. And Mimi says, "Oh, enjoy your time. So beautiful." And I see here also, Dia says, what has surprised you most about Portugal?" Like I said, it is the diversity of the people and the celebration of the Moors, and not afraid to celebrate their African past. That is what was really interesting. And then I did ask questions because you know me, if I see a Black person, I'm going to ask them, "How do people treat you here?" And for the most part, every Black person that I talked to did not feel racially profiled. And that also surprised me. Now, there are some people here, I don't know where they are from. They may not even be from like New Yorkers. You go to New York, most people that are bad actors are not from New York City. They're usually transplants. New Yorkers love everyone. I think the same thing about Portugal. I think it's the same thing about Lisbon. Everywhere we went, people were friendly. Everywhere we went, a lot of people here, migrants or people that came here to work, are from Brazil. Brazil was like the number one immigrant population in my walk around. It's not a statistic. It's not. I didn't sit down at the table and poll 100 people, but from my interactions, every time I came into someone and had a conversation, they were from Brazil, and I was like, wow, I want to go to Brazil. I have never been to South America. It's on my list. Mimi says that is good to know about the diversity. The diversity is profound. I was shocked how many shades of blackness, how many shades of whiteness, how many shades of Asian. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see. Hats off to the people of Lisbon and Porto. Yes, thinking about expat life in Lisbon. A lot of Americans have moved here. A lot of expats are here. Also, if you are okay with being a farmer, and I'm doing a little advertisement for the people, you can look up. They have programs where you could buy a home for dirt cheap here, but it's usually like 2 to 3 hours outside the city because the populations have died out and have lessened in such a way. The government is paying for people from all over the globe that has a profession to come live here in Portugal. And so you could be eligible to have have the government help you move here and at a lower price and subsidized. It's interesting. Look it up. Go into it, look it up. You can look it up on your Copilot or your Google or your Chat GPT. Use it and look it up. Expat programs, people from overseas buying homes in Portugal. So, thinking about that. So, thinking about expats. They say, so I did not verify this number. For most people, y'all know that Costa Rica is the number one international expat destination. Number two is Lisbon in the Portugal region, the Lisbon region. Some have even bought homes. Like our tour guide the other day, his mom came to the city, bought a house for $150,000, and with it came a huge peak of land and a farm and everything else with it. And she wants to farm the land, so she took the country up on his offer. So for those that are young and you want to start somewhere abroad and you want to be a farmer and you want to help this country, come to Lisbon, come to Portugal, and then investigate. Because that's what part of my, I mean, even I'm working on assignment in these different locations. Part of my assignment, also it's a personal assignment, is that I am trying to figure out where would I live after 2 years from now. I'm really making a decision after Trump is out of office and the MAGA folks are gone. Because you can't make any permanent decisions while Trump is in office. It will not work out well. So, for the wisdom of it all, wait until after the Trump term is over. But what you can do is go on vacation to these places and investigate. Can you live there? And I have to tell you, I could live here. After being here for the whole week, I've been to several cities, 2, 3 different towns. And I've connected with people from all kinds of backgrounds. But that's not, I mean, obviously, I'm like, this could be something I could think about. Maybe I need to come back. It's worth it. The knowledge here, the schooling system, the medical system. Like I said, my neighbor across the hall from me where I used to live, she's one of the people that inspired me. She ended up coming here to live. I'll be seeing her tomorrow with her son. She came here because she didn't want her son to be raised under gun threat in America. So she packed her, she sold her apartment. She sold her right across the hall from me. And then I sold mine this year past. I said 25. And she came here for her son. She was able to also find a job here. She was able to find a job here and do very well. She's been here now a year and a half. And I can't wait to hear the rest of her stories tomorrow. I'll give you some information on that when I next see you. What languages are you able to speak? Ron is only able to speak English. I can read Spanish. I'm starting to be able to read better French because I just started my French classes 168 days ago. So if you're on Duolingo, you will find that I am on a 168 day streak learning French. Like I said, it's never too old to do something new. You're never too old to do something new and to challenge yourself. Yes, you may be a little slow out the gate, but once you put your efforts into it, you're going to get it. You're going to start to get it. Like, when I first, Monday, when we went around and we were walking, my knees and feet were talking. Then Tuesday, we did some hiking, climbing, going up steps, going into the castle, going up and down stairs, and all that stuff. And guess what? I was in pain, but not as much pain as the Monday. Then yesterday, we were doing the same thing, but in another place, and my knees were killing me. But you know what? I feel so good for doing it. This is what they call good pain. When you are educating yourself with life, you can't go wrong, y'all. You cannot go wrong if you put yourself out there to learn, to educate yourself, to be familiar with something new. Food Plane says, wow, France next. What a dream come true. What are you looking forward to most in France? Well, I will be in Paris for 4 days. And then after leaving from Paris, I head to the south of France, which I've never been. I've never been to the southern part of France. And so I'm excited about that. My buddy, she just got married. And so she and her husband, they have made space for me to come to the home. We're going to be celebrating my birthday on Monday in Paris, and we're going to be celebrating their wedding. So it's going to be a two for all. And then we're going to fly out. At first, we were going to drive, but they said it was going to take too long, too many tolls, too much money. So we're going to fly down and then drive to the little towns. Look, a little town in the hills in the south of France. I have never done this before, and this is going to be totally new to me. I have no idea what Wi-Fi will look like. I have no idea what my abilities will be. I just know I'm going to do it. And I'm excited about it. And let's see here. Food Plane says, watch out for pickpockets in Paris. They are notorious there. They're all over Europe. You have to wear your backpack on your front. That's always a good practice. Make sure that your personal things are inside. Like if you have a jacket, it should be in your inside jacket pockets. Nothing on the outside pockets. Nothing of value on the outside pockets. Nothing in the back pockets. Nothing on this, right? So, and then make sure your pockets zip. Make sure your bag is in front of you when you're in Europe. Any place. I don't care if you're in Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, all of them. Pickpocketing is big in Europe. and some of the best pickpocketers are here. She says, "Let me look that up." Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Food Plane says it's been a rainy week here in the Northeast. How was the weather been there in Lisbon? Here's, and I'm gonna let you guys go after this. Um, they are recovering from the most severe winter months in their history. They had 3 major storms come through Lisbon, Porto, and in between in Portugal, along the coast, inland, with flooding rains. And when I say flooding rains, places in Lisbon was underwater for days. We were lucky that the rain stopped like 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, because before that, there was flooding everywhere, everywhere. We still were walking the streets and saw the sandbags, in different stores. And then when we took the train from Lisbon up to Porto, the farmlands were totally underwater. Still, and the flood was like 2 weeks ago. They had severe weather here. I also learned here that I did not know Lisbon had earthquakes. Once in a while, they get earthquakes here. That may be the only thing that deters me from being here. The earthquakes. I do not want to live where there's earthquakes. Sorry, just not my thing. Truth. Oh wow, and wow, yeah, lots of rain here, and like New York City had lots of snow for the first time in years. They had lots of rain here, and also Portugal is known. I did not know this until I had my history class or my tour guide, that some of the highest clocked hurricanes or winds from storms have been here in Portugal. Some of the highest clocked winds associated with storms. It is so, and when it's windy here, it's windy. Like we were at the castle yesterday, no, 2 days ago. We climbed the castle. We climbed up to the very top, and he warned us. The guy said, when you're on the other side of the castle, the wind is going to be brutal, and it was. Oh my gosh, it was brutal. It was beating you like a, never mind. Like a like a stepmama. It was beating you. Loved by above says, biting tongue to the uncanny, never seen before. Weather-wise, all over the globe. Yeah, the world is changing. Mimi says, earthquakes? Wow. Yeah, I did not know. I did not know that in the 1700s, I think it was the mid 1700s or the late 1700s, my tour guide shared with us, was the largest earthquake in Lisbon's history. And not only was it so, you want to hear this story. I don't know the exact date, but you can look it up. It happened in the 17, I think it was 17, it was in the late 1700s. And the earthquake destroyed all of the homes, right? So people ended up going down to the lower levels to kind of like get themselves together and try to find help, because the mountain area is where everything's built on the mountains. Everything's built in the mountains. So everyone went to the flatlands of the shore. But guess what happened? The waters receded and a tsunami came in and killed a lot of the population. Such a sad story. Did not know. And then from that they restructured, rebuilt, because this country's been around since there are places here, castles and palaces that are as old as 1100, like 1100 AD. 1100, which I find to be fascinating. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy this time together. Yeah, I know y'all. So whoever wants to hear it, hear it. Whoever does it, does it. I'm just here for you. whoever's in this community and wants to know about travels and keeping it simple. I'm not going to have all the charts and all that other stuff. I am just here to give you my experience and sharing my experience with you so that you can travel to these places that I'm going to with you'll have some great ideas of how to do it. And that will save you money, save you time, but I highly recommend coming to Lisbon. It's not an expensive flight from the US. It's easy to get to. There's only a 5-hour difference, time difference. And the people are beautiful. The foods are delicious. Everything is fresh. Everything is wonderful, as in the people. Once in a while, you might come across, like I said, I saw two older dudes that weren't the friendliest, but they were white and they were not friendly. And I don't know if because I was black, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I was a stranger, but I was like, ooh, dude, you could be nice. You could smile. At least smile when someone says hello to you. Mimi says, me, I'm here for it. Thank you, Mimi. And so for you, I will be here. For you, I will be. I come here. Y'all notice I will come here and speak if there's only one person here or if there's 30, 40, 45 people in this room, I will still be here. So I probably will come on every day. I mean, that's how I roll. I mean, that's every time I learn something, I want to share it with you because it saves you time and money. So again, all you New Yorkers getting ready for the snowstorm, God bless you. I wish I could be there to enjoy it. But no, I'll be in this beautiful Patty on Monday. So I will not be in New York on Monday after the snow. Kelly A says, I appreciate the information, Ron. Thank you, Kelly A. I'm going to have a host of photos I'm going to post in a little bit on Instagram. The only reason why I don't post the photos that much on YouTube is that YouTube doesn't seem to have the 4x5 or the 4x3 format to get you so you can enjoy the whole photo. I don't understand what's going on with YouTube. That they can improve. Hey, look who's in the building. Oh, old friend Kevin Ryan Young is in the building. He goes, I'm moving. Oh, wait. Kevin says, I'm moving to Porto at the end of March. Kevin. Oh, if you're live, you can always come on if you want to talk about it. I will continue if you want to come on live and I will send you the link. That is awesome. Porto is beautiful. Like I said, I was impressed. I think I could live there, live here. And Lisbon is beautiful and very you have the metropolitan feel of it, but Porto is very old. And it's like a little city area, but nothing is allowed to be built above a certain height in Porto because they want to make sure it stays homogeneous to its architectural integrity from the past. So they can tear out the centers of buildings and put new modern structures inside. But even with that, they can't build above a certain height. I think it's UNESCO, the UNESCO Heritage City. So fascinating. Really, Kevin? You will come on? Hold on. Kevin, I gotta find your email. I think your email is the same as it was. Hold on. Okay, we're going extension here. Let me see if I can find Kevin's. Let me find Kevin's email. Oh man, I can't believe it, Kevin. Kevin's coming. Oh my gosh, Kevin's a great guy, y'all. He is also a great counselor, coach, helps people through their hard times and their situations. He is good. Hold on a second. I'm going to look in here. Let me go to my contacts. Let me go to my contacts and then invite you in, sir. Hold on. Let me see here. Kevin. All, and then put in here Kevin. Mm-mm. By the way, Kevin, your new photos look great. I just want to tell you. Do I still use this? Do I still use the Synergy email, sir? The same Synergy email? I have two. Let me see here. I have that one, and I also have what to see the other one. Do I have a personal one? Oh, yeah, and then I have the Sunbridge. I have the Sunbridge. Let me know which one is good, and I'll send you a link, and you can come on and talk. And but yeah, see how when you're on here, you don't know what's going to happen in this platform. So you let me know which one to send it to, Sunbridge or the other one, because I only have those two emails, and that is Synergy. Synergy, without saying your business out into the public. So, but if you have it, let me know which one is better for you. And oh, Synergy, got it. Okay, so I'm gonna send it to Synergy. Look at that. Y'all about to get blessed. Because we're gonna find out why this gentleman is moving. And I want to I want to take notes. I gotta take notes. Okay, second to get this out of the way. Let's try it again. Let's go to Gmail. There we go. Okay, Kevin's gonna be in there. Okay, let's see. I just love it when we can do this kind of stuff. Kevin at there we go. It's right there. Right there. I'm sending you an invite on my StreamYard. It'll show you, it'll give you information on what you should do. And if you have you should have a Chrome and browser, and it works perfect on Chrome, your Chrome browser. And you can come on into the room, and then I can bring you onto the screen, and then we can talk. So while Kevin is doing that, it is now become, like I said, Portugal has now become the number 2 country in the world for expats. People are moving, and I'm telling you, in my travels, I ran into several people from America. Well, I ran into 2 Americans, to be quite honest, but most of the people are from all over the world. But I heard there's lots of African Americans here from the States. So much so that some people get upset because the Americans are used to paying lots of money. The Portuguese are not used to paying a lot of money. So what's happening is Americans will go somewhere and say something like this: "Oh my gosh, this Uber price is so cheap." Because guys, we travel here on Uber. The most I spent on an Uber, $15. New York City, the most I've spent on an Uber, $130. It's not like that. It's not like America here. Your dollar is going to go a long ways. Like I said, the meals I had, think about it, that full steak dinner was $11. So let's see if Kevin comes on. But guys, I hear the bell. I heard the bell. I heard the bell. Let's see buddy.
Hello.
Mr. K is in the building. I haven't seen you in ages.
Let me turn you off over here. Okay.
Wow. So you are planning to move to Porto? It is so beautiful there.
I am so looking forward to it. It's been almost a year in this process, and looking at the end of it. So I'm really excited. I know it's not great there right now, but when I get there, I'm doing what I can to help.
Yeah, it's and again, I don't know if you can say it's not great. I mean, they've had some like for the natural disasters they had over the last 2 months of relentless rains and floods. But the people seem to be resilient. The people, every person I talk to, they love it. They've been here. They moved from, like I said, the gentleman earlier, he was from Angola. He's been here for 27 years. His friend that he was with was here for 7 years. Then we met some other people that were here 5 years, 3 years. We met all these people from all over the world that were here, and people, or they were children of their parents that moved here, and now they have their own businesses, like the tuk tuk people, and you get to see the tuk tuks. For those that know what tuk tuks are, they're like these little wagons that the tourist guys will drive around, and they pick you up and they take you to different parts of the city. And it's our tuk tuk guy the other day he was fabulous. And but the people we've even like yesterday we saw. I mean, there's every kind of couple here. There's every kind of race, religion. It is the most fascinating. I've been here. I was here. I got here Monday. Was in Porto for 2 days, yesterday and today. And I will tell you, it's the most fascinating country I've been to. I love Paris, and I thought Europe was my Paris. I have to say, I could make Lisbon and Porto my go-to places now versus Paris.
Yeah.
What has won your heart so much that you would move here?
I've wanted to live abroad for a long, long time. That's always
Mm,
been something I wanted to do. And kind of like you were just saying, I thought it was going to be France. Thought it was going to be
wow.
Paris. Like if you asked me 2 years ago, it's like I'm moving to Paris.
Yes.
And then Portugal just popped up into my head one day, and it's like, okay, I guess it's Portugal. And I went to visit and literally had a moment the second day we were there, standing in a park. I was home.
Mm,
And it was just like I felt it. The two people I were with sort of looked at me like something just happened here. It's like, yeah, this is it. This is happening.
wow. That is because I know you. I know you're not an impulsive person.
No.
You're like the brainchild. You're like, how does A match B? Does B match C?
Yep.
You're analytical. You're very targeted in how your process. And so that's why when you said it, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta hear from Kevin. So I'm gonna ask you two questions, and you can talk as long as you want, but what what was the hardest part of the process, and what was the easiest part of the process?
The easiest part was saying yes.
Mm,
That was real easy. The
okay.
hardest part is just the process
Yes.
to get the visa because it's, I've, like I said, well, what? I started the process like after visiting, so in July. Um, I've had an apartment there since January, which I haven't seen yet, but it's waiting
What?
for me. And it's just this waiting for it to all, it's out of my hands, just waiting for the visa. I'm planning that it's here the end of March, and then I take off. So that's the
Wow.
hardest part.
Now I have someone to visit.
Yep.
Yes, I have someone
Please,
else to.
please do.
I am see my neighbor lived across the hall from me. Um, she moved here 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and she hasn't looked back. She said the first couple of months was just getting acc- acclimated to not being a New Yorker and
Mhm.
being a New York way of life, and life is a little different here, and people are a little more casual. People are a little bit more laid back. They're not racing to no one's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, once in a while, you're on the road, you get some honking, but for the most part, people are just like, yo, I'm just gonna do my thing. They're just hanging out. The young people are hanging out. But she sold her apartment, and she inspired me, so that's why I sold my apartment. And so now I'm on my world tour, figuring out where I'm going to live in the future. So I'm going from country to country to country and staying in my friends and living with them. But she is now become settled in being here. And she was living in Lisbon first. Then she decided to go further out because she wanted a little more country feel and less city feel, which is odd because she's a city woman from New York City, and she
Right.
started to crave for the softer life, common life. And then also she was worried about her son becoming connected and feeling comfortable in school. But to his surprise, he went to school in Brooklyn, and his school class was diverse, and he found the same diversity here in Portugal. So you have a child, right? A child that you're raising, and so families coming
She's in
in. So
college, so
not raising anymore. It's been years.
no, she's in college.
She's in college
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, time has been too much time has gone by. But this is, man, Kevin. So Kevin, tell people what you do so they can follow you on Instagram or wherever you want them to follow you, because you are great at what you do. You counsel people, you encourage people, you give coaching. Are you still doing all of those things?
I
And
am still doing all those things, and I'm doing it now through the lens of dreams
mm,
and the fact that our dreams, and not our sleeping dreams, but
mhm,
our desire dreams. And
yeah,
it's not about something that we chase, it's something that we live.
true.
And I help people do that. I help myself do it. That's why I'm moving, because that's been my dream. And it just, when you're living life that way, it just changes everything.
It
It
does.
just,
I'm with you. You know me.
yeah,
I'm all about the dream. I believe if you can dream it, then it's for you to do.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
just a matter how to do it. It's about surrounding yourself with the people to either empower you, encourage you, or to just give you the information you need to make it happen.
Hmm.
So, where can people find you, sir? Because I want people. This is going to live on. You're going to be on here. It's going to be on YouTube forever. Because I'm going to say Kevin Ryan.
So I've had a name change. My
Yes.
first name is now Kiran, and
Whoa.
that has been part of my dream journey over the last year.
Wow.
So I probably the easiest place to find me is at this point on Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
Karan Ba Ryan Young.
Okay. And I'll put the
Um,
link in there.
and then
I
kind of
will
go
look it
from
up. I will
there.
have it right here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to text you. I'm going to text you so that way you can send me the information. And then
Okay.
I'll text it.
Great.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man. Congratulations. Now, let me say the first name again. So I'm going to get used to saying the first name and saying Kevin. I want to be able to say what?
Karan.
Karan.
Kiran.
K R Karan.
Kiran.
ARN. Got it.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for popping on.
Thank you.
I'm
I
just like, I
just
am
sat
what
down in the window, opened my phone, and there you were talking about my new home. So I was like, "Ah, I gotta see this."
you never know what's going to happen in these cyber streets.
Yep.
This is absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for popping on. And I'm gonna let you go, but we will be talking because I got some questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for
You are
popping
welcome.
on. I love it.
Anytime.
And congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that awesome? Dude, that that made my evening. Well, that's the beauty of coming on in these spaces, and you don't know how it's going to unravel, or I should say, not unravel, but how it's going to come together. And then how many people that I'm sure his words are encouraging someone to say, you know what? I don't have to live here in America all for the rest of my life. I don't have to go through the stress. I don't have to go through the pain. A lot of people, when they leave here, they do not come back because it is much easier to live overseas. Anyway, America is not what it used to be. It is just one country of many, and other countries are doing some stuff. And so it's exciting. Wow. I'm gonna have to change his name on my phone. That is so good. So good. So good. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna let you go. And thank you. And again, if you want to follow, make sure you hit the likes, make sure you hit the subscribe, tell your friends, pass it on, say, hey, there's this dude that's just sharing about his travels. He's just traveling along and sharing information. And then also some of his friends are popping in and talking about their travels and their new in their lives and their new situations. So yeah, do that. And let me just put this on the screen. If you want to continue the conversation in our, oops, let me put that there, conversation in our community, you can do that by clicking on the community tab in our YouTube channel, where you can share photography, text postings, conversations, engagements, stuff like that. Also, if you want to be on the email list, you can go to ronlewisphotos.com. I am a photographer, and I'm sharing this from a photographer's point of view, and seeing the world, sharing the world. And also, I am an event photographer. Oops, and I am here to serve and help people in their to what do you call it, to share their moments and put those moments on film, or I should say on a digital digital means, that you'll have that the memories. Also, I want to thank all of the Patreon members who support this channel and support what we do here. Everything we do here is paid for, and the Patreon members help support that. And thank you to the Patreon members that help and support. And there you go. And last but not least, we have join the YouTube channel. You join this channel and subscribe. And then also, whenever you're here, make sure you hit the likes, because it lets the algorithms know that people are interested in this platform. So do that, and also share this platform so we can get up to 1,000, then we go to 2,000, then we go to 3,000, and we can keep going. But we're trying to get to that first 1,000 mark. So let's try to do that. We're getting closer. Every day someone joins and someone becomes a part of the community. So that is great also. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I might pop in on a weekend, but for the most part, I'm excited about being here. It's been an amazing week. I'm going to start posting some photos and when I get off of here, and share those with you. And I'm excited, and I'm thankful for every one of you who continue to support what we do here. And thank you so much. Have a great weekend wherever you are in the world, and be safe. And always remember to what? Focus on what matters. Focus on what matters. And I see some love in there. I saw some congratulations to Kiran. And also, I see here, wish you the best on the move, says love by above. And also love by above says, and say hello when entering the room. Exactly. Always say hello when you enter the room. There you go. Okay, guys, have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. See you when I see ya. Okay, and I'm out of here. Love ya, and focus on what matters.